It does not dishonor others. So there, that we have it right there at the root. Love is not something that deals with unintegrity or any type of lies, deceit, betrayal. That is not an action of love. Let's just get that out there right off the top. Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another top 10 rom-com, aka romance / comedy drama, favorite Valentine's Day movies. Well, I can't really say that they are Valentine's Day movies, but basically my top 10 romantic movies of all time. Do you know how hard it was to put together this list and to narrow it down? Like, let me just take a moment to say that I am a romance lover girl all the way, 100%. Like, you see the shirt, you see the sweater, it's given delusional. It's given Delulu, okay? It's given Delulu. Because when it comes to love, yes, I am a lover girl. I am 100% crazy in love. I believe in fairy tales. I'm that one that believes in a happily ever after. I want my Prince Charming. I want him to come find me. I want him to fight for our love. And I do got some notes here because, you know, I gotta make sure that I get everything that I want to express out with this topic, because love is my topic. And it was a given that I had to do a video about love. And it's a little late, being that Valentine's Day is technically today, but I'm still going to get this video done for y'all. I'm still going to drop this video, and I want y'all to enjoy it and hear my insights about love, and while I also go over my top 10 favorite romance movies of all time. And so I am going to try to get this video as down as much as possible, because y'all know I love to talk, and this video could get a little bit winded. So, but you know, back to what I was saying is that, you know, I'm definitely that girl that wants to ride off into the sunset, you know, live happily ever after. You know, I need my man to be totally obsessed with me. Like, I need him to, you know, just give me all of the feels of being in love. You know what I'm saying? The butterflies, the romance, the intense passion. I love to kiss. I love to cuddle. I love to make love. I really don't like rough sex. I really don't. And I'm not like really a kinky lover. I'm gonna be honest. Like, y'all might have heard me talk about this before in some other videos, but I am not the kinky, freaky, nasty, you know, X, Y, and Z type of lover. I like to make love. So some may call it cheesy, to each his own. But like I said, I'm a true Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is our lover girls at heart. We love to be in love. We love to give love. We have multiple love languages. It's just so fun. It's just so fun being in love. And I remember, you know, one of the most intense love affairs that I had was with another Sagittarius. And I do got a story time coming about that, about my poppy. I was so in love with him, and I still have flashbacks about the time that we spent together at one point in time. So yeah, okay, so real quick before I jump into the list, I do just want to kind of go over a concept about love, because obviously, if I'm going to be somebody that is able to talk about love, I have to be able to break it down for you. I have to be able to, you know, give y'all my true insight on what love is. And I feel like this generation is out of touch with love, and they're always, you know, asking questions about like, what is love, and is love real? Should we even believe in love anymore? Or, you know, I don't believe in love. Like, you know, it's just, I think a lot of younger folks have gotten away from the essence of love, and I want people to understand, and I want to help them really understand what love is. And let's just start with the basics. Love is a verb. Love is an action. Love is something that you do. It is not necessarily all about what you say. You can tell somebody 100 times a day that you love them, but if your actions do not correlate with what you're saying and showcase how you love them, then, those words can really be taken in vain. And so, one of the biggest and one of the main sources of the definition and the description of love, it comes directly from God. And I have to mention this because, he's the creator of it. And you cannot talk about love without talking about God, who is somebody who has the ultimate unconditional love for mankind, period. You, me, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, and everybody that's came before you. You understand? So that level of love is a type of love that only us as humans can strive to have, or, want to attain a level of unconditional love for each other and the people in our lives. And it can be hard. Love is challenging. Another action word. But yeah, like, let's just get into the verse real quick so that we are on the same page. And we're going to break down a few things about it. So the verse 13 Corinthians, 13th chapter, 4th through 8th verse, basically it starts off automatically. Love is patient. We all know patience is a virtue, something that we need to practice within ourselves and that we need to have for others in everyday life. You understand? Patience cannot be easy for a lot of people, but it is an element and an action of love. You know what I mean? And it doesn't just have to be romantic love, like between you and your husband, and, having patience with your sister, having patience with your family, having patience with your friends, your coworkers. You know what I mean? It's a form of love, may not be in love, but it is a form of love, because patience allows our souls to be, calm, a calming, and that's a component of being in the essence of love. You understand? So then it says love is kind. Now, we have our moments where we are not the nicest people at times, and I have had to work on that myself. I, have my moments where I'm just irritated and I may not be the nicest person, but I do have to always remember and resort back to, at heart, I am a kind person. At heart, I am somebody who, has a lot of empathy for others. I like to help people. I like to see people happy. I like to make people smile. I like to do thoughtful things for others, whether it be my man, my family, my friends. You know what I mean? I'm that person who's always looking for an opportunity to create a space where somebody else can have joy, and I can bring that to their life. So, that's an action, again, an act of kindness. It can be to anybody. It could be a random stranger, buying somebody a cup of coffee while you're in line. That definitely it displays an act of love. You understand? So then as the verse goes forward, it says it does not envy. So envy is definitely the opposite of love. It is not the same. It's not even in the same realm as love. Envy is like on the other extreme of love. If you are out here being envious of others, exerting envious energy, doing things, showing your jealousy or envy to others, that's not love at all. And that is definitely harmful to others, and it brings a lot of negative energy with envy. So it also says love is not boastful. So in a sense, it's basically not like you're not a bragging, always trying to one up somebody, always trying to outshine everybody, or, be so big headed where all you do is talk about yourself all day. That's not really displaying love. That's not really, being someone who is, exerting the actions of love. It is not proud. So I would say that boastful and proud are kind of on the same wavelength. Proud meaning like you have so much pride where you look down your nose at others. That's what I'm taking away from the verse. A lot of people in this generation are puffed up with pride. A lot of people are, they feel like because they wear red bottoms and they wear Christian Louis Vuitton and designer clothes that they're above the rest, and that they're untouchable, and nobody, anybody else that isn't on that type of wavelength is beneath them, or just being so full of yourself in a way where you end up offending others, you end up hurting others, especially like their feelings. You have to be mindful of other people's feelings, and you can't always be this big bag, I'm better than you type of individual. So I think that that's what I gather when it says love is not proud. It does not dishonor others. So there, that we have it right there at the root. Love is not something that deals with unintegrity or any type of lies, deceit, betrayal. That is not an action of love. Let's just get that out there right off the top. You know what I mean? And that is definitely something that I would not want to be a part of my character if I'm somebody who says that I'm full of love and I am somebody who embodies love. I can't be out here crossing people, doing them wrong, and X, Y, and Z. So it's not self-seeking. So when we talk about love is not self-seeking, it means that we're not doing things just to gain. We're not doing things to get glory, just for the glory, or just so people can praise you and you really don't mean it. It's not heartfelt. It's not genuine. Genuine acts of love, kindness, patience, they come natural to you. You don't have to do them, forcefully, or you don't have to be phony when you're doing these type of real true acts of love. And so that's what it means by love is not self-seeking. It's not out to gain anything. If I love you, then I'm going to see the best for you. I'm going to go out of my way to do everything that I can to be the best person in your life that I can be, mother, father, sister, brother, husband. It's all across the board. It's not subjective to anyone. And so it is not easily angered. Anger is definitely an extreme opposite of love. When you think about anger, you think about hatred, because that's where it can lead. And so you be slow to anger. I'm not saying that you won't experience the emotion of anger when somebody does something to upset you. That's one thing. But when it comes to also being aware of yourself and being what do they call it? Being compassionate in order to be able to forgive people, in order to, see things from another perspective to where it won't cause you to quickly rise to anger. You might be a little bit more level-headed if somebody was to accidentally, step on your toe, instead of like immediately blowing up and saying, what the, you know what I'm saying? You kind of just take a step, take a breath, and be like, all right, you know what? I know that you actually didn't mean that, and I'm not going to hold that against you. And I'm going to go ahead and let that go. And just next time, please be careful, say, excuse me, whatever the case, whatever the scenario. But it's being, more of a quick thinker of how not to quickly just rise to wanting to be angry. So then it keeps no records of wrongs. So that's on the lines of forgiveness, or not keeping score, so to speak. Somebody do you wrong, I'm gonna do you wrong now. Tit for tat type of energy. That's not love. You understand? And I know how hard that can be to deal with. I know how hard it can be when somebody does something so bad to you where you want to get your lick back. You want to get your get back. That's kind of the culture today, is like, oh, you do something to me, I'm gonna do something to you 10 times worse. But at the end of the day, that's not love. That's not operating from any space of love. And that really kind of resonates with what's in your heart. You got to be mindful of what's coming from your heart, because that is going to lead you and guide you in how you handle these different scenarios. And so that's why I feel like God gave us this guideline of, being mindful of what love is, because this is telling you directly what love is. So love does not delight in evil. You got some real evil mugs out here today. You got some real evil people in this world. And I myself have to be mindful of my evil thoughts, because even though I might not act on certain things, this mind can get to going at times, especially when somebody does something and bothers me or irritates me or makes me feel threatened or, crosses me, betrays me. It's a natural reflex to immediately in your head be like, you know what, I'm about to run you over with my car right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to poison your food. Please don't do this. Don't do this to nobody. I'm telling you. But the mind and the heart can be treacherous at times. And nobody, we don't really know what a person is thinking. We don't know what people are going through in their mind, in their hearts. And at any time, you could be at the wrong place in the wrong scenario, and somebody can really snap, and evil may be present, because a lot of the times evil is a bigger entity. So it's not just, something that's from within us, but it's also factors working in another realm that are operating on pure evil, and they will influence you. They will cause situations to happen where now you're operating in that same evil, and it's consuming you, and you on the brinks. You got your gun and you on your way to somebody's house. You feel what I'm saying? That's how easy things can escalate to evil. And so basically, love, when you're operating from love, you will not be you won't put yourself in a space to let it get to the evil. And basically, you don't delight in doing evil practices, all around the board, whether it's bad things to others, bad things in your life, lying, stealing, cheating, just anything that is a character flaw. So love rejoices with the truth. So a lot of the times, and this is the sign, this is something that Sagittarius embody, being the sign of truth seekers, or being the sign of truth tellers. This is how you know why we are able to embody love so much, because we do rejoice with the truth. We enjoy telling the truth, being brutally honest, if you may. We like to have such an integral thing about us where our word doesn't come back void. When we say we love you, we really love you, and we mean it. You know what I mean? And it's just a certain level of passion that we have when it comes to us speaking our truth, and if that entails our love for you, professing our love for you, it's going to come from the heart. It's going to be real. It's going to be raw. It's going to be genuine. I promise you that. And I can speak for myself mainly, but I would say that overall, people that come from my sign do have this air of integrity about them, and I can respect that, and I appreciate anybody else that operates from an integral level. Then it says that love always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and it always perseveres. So again, if you think about those three, or those words that I just used, they are still all action words. All action. Protects, you protect people that you love. Trust, you give people the benefit of the doubt, and you want to put your trust in people that you love. And you always hope for the best. You always want to believe that the best outcome is going to be what it is. And persevere, you push through, you fight for love, you do everything to hold on to your love, to maintain your love, to grow your love, to grow in every aspect of love, whether it's romantically, with your relationships, with your friendships, and what you put out into the world. Perseveres means to, by any means necessary, push through, even when it gets hard, even when it gets bad, even when, the most extreme things are happening, you still resort back to the love. You never forget and lose sight of the love. And so the very last verse of this chapter or of this verse 4-8, is love never fails. And I think that right there is the essence of God. That is God basically saying that my love will never fail you as long as you put your trust and your faith in me. My love is never gonna, leave you and forsake you. And he would want us to be in his image and do the same for us, for others, or our neighbor, or whatever the case. And we ain't gonna go there about neighbor right now because I'm having some issues with mine, but that's another story, and God is gonna have to work on that for me. But however, love never fails. This means that it's not going to die. It's not, like for me, when I say I love somebody, the love for them never really goes away, because at one point in time, you might have been a part of my life. And if I say that I love you, I can't really say that I don't love you anymore. You know what I mean? Like, a piece of me still loves you. A piece of me, I hold a memory with you. So it's like, you can fall out of love with people, but if you've ever said that you love somebody, I think that it is a forever thing. You know what I mean? Like, people have rekindled loves from going separate ways after 10 years. You know what I mean? You look at a Nelly and Ashanti, do we not think that at one point Ashanti was like, I'm over this guy, I'm sick of him, I would never talk to him again, X, Y, and Z, right? But look at that. Look at love right here. Look at God. Like, these people done spent 10 years apart and still was able to come back to the love. Still was able to come back, get married, have a baby, and the love is stronger than ever now. It's undeniable when it comes to love. Like, it's just, love is gonna have you in spaces that you would never even imagine. And here's one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Like, when you think about drugs, when you think about like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, these things are synthetically remanufactured so they can help people have these feelings, when our body naturally creates all of these drugs. You feel what I'm saying? Dopamine is when, you're in love and you're, talking to somebody, and, the rush that you feel, the butterflies when you kiss somebody, that like burst of, whatever it is going on. That's dopamine. That's a drug being released in your body. Then you got oxytocin, which is also a drug. It comes from basically like togetherness, like when you cuddle with somebody at night, or you hug somebody, or you kiss somebody, touching somebody that you really like. Oxytocin also gets released. That's another drug that they replicate with synthetic stuff. And then you have serotonin, which is the happiness drug factor, or whatever. Like, whenever you're laughing with your friends, whenever you're having a happy moment, something makes you smile, or, you go outside and you do the things that you enjoy and they make you feel good. Serotonin is being released in your body. That's another drug. And do you know that the only time that all three of those drugs are activated together in your body is when you're in love? Yeah. Get into it. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the only time that you will ever get those three activated at once. And that's what creates the euphoric aspect of being in love, and why you just feel like lightheaded and just woo and all hot inside. Like, nothing else can make all three of those activate in your body. Because at times, you'll have dopamine. You could be hugging your kid, or you could be hugging your a coworker. You might experience dopamine. Or you could be happy reading a book. You might release serotonin. Or you could be cuddling with your cat, and you will experience oxytocin. But when you are in love with somebody, that's what activates all three. So keep that in mind. Y'all. So yeah, definitely, like I said. And one of my favorite songs by Mary J. Blige, made me think about that as well. Like, she starts off that song, one of my favorite songs, when she's like, love is made of many things, and one of them is trust. And I can't trust you anymore. Don't play with me. Like, don't play with Mary J. Blige. Don't play with Mary J. Blige. Don't play with her. Because Mary J. Blige has solidified being the love queen. all of her songs. You know what I mean? Like, those resonated with the heart. Mary J. Blige's catalog is so extensive when it comes to talking about love, heartbreak, you know, every aspect of being in love. Mary J. Blige has went through it and gone through it for us. You know, I'm going down. When you hear that, you can feel every emotion that Mary J. Blige was potentially feeling during making that song, writing that song, whatever she was thinking about. You know what I mean? Like, you can feel that so powerfully through those lyrics. And I just, I gotta all hail the queen. Like, Mary J. Blige is the epitome of love when it comes to being able to sing her truth about being in love and what love means to her. And so, yeah, I feel like she definitely touched on the fact again that love is an action, because love is made of many things. You know what I mean? It's not just one simple word. It's many things. So I hope that y'all really, think about that and just go ahead and read this scripture again so that you can have this in the back of your mind whenever you're thinking about, straying from love, whenever you're thinking about deviating from what the true essence of love is. Remind yourself what love is. Remind yourself that love is an action, and ask yourself, are you doing the actions? Are you practicing the actions of love? Are you, living your life in a way that exerts and embodies love? So we're gonna go ahead and move into the reason that we're here at the moment, which is my top 10 favorite love movies of all times. And we're gonna, of course, call this Valentine's Day edition because this is the love month and everybody is busy with their Valentine. So if you do, fellas, y'all gotta give it to us and allow us to watch our rom-coms, okay? Sit down, get some popcorn, pop some bubbly, run that bath water, get the rose petals out, light the candles, sit back and enjoy a good love movie with your love. And these recommendations, if you haven't seen them, especially you Gen Z, Gen Ys, I know a lot of y'all haven't seen these movies. I'm a millennial. Let's just be clear. I'm a millennial, so I need y'all to check these movies out if you haven't. And if you have, then we're just gonna go through like a little trip down memory lane with some of these fire reminiscence of the best love stories ever written. Like, I feel like I really compiled a good list for y'all. So y'all gonna enjoy this list. And like I said, this was not easy to narrow down because I have seen so many love movies. Like, I love rom-coms. I've seen from the Hallmark Channel to, everything that you can think of. I've seen almost every love movie that there is, but these are my top 10. So we're going to get into it.